Okay guys, stage 8. Here there is a lot of fire damage, so good fucking luck if you're a vampire. First of all, there is a lot of ranged mobs here, and the most annoying mob is probably the healer. There is always a lot of healers, and if you don't instantly kill them, they heal their friends up a lot, and it's really annoying. So let's just hop in and see what's going on. The flame arcs on the left side there, they're not really like any problem at all. They have their ranged light attacks and they do their fire AoE, but it's easy to avoid. You have to be more careful with those melee dudes here. They are using a wrecking blow, so you need to dodge roll or block it. And another thing, when you are running away from them, they critical rush you and it deals a shit ton of damage. So make sure to have a shield up or dodge roll it, or just always stay close to them. I always stay close to them so they don't crit charge me, because really it deals a shit ton of damage. If you have experienced it, you will know what I'm talking about. Now you saw left and right side each a healer. So really I always try to kill off the healers first, because they really spam their healing skills and you basically can't kill anything at all if they're still alive. Then the next thing, those firecasters. You really need to interrupt this attack, because the longer he casts it, the more damage his dots do. Like the fireballs that get shot at you, like at some point they really one shot you. So go to him, interrupt him, like bash him, and yeah, if you're a stamina guy, you can try to dodge roll the attacks if you're really far away, because the range of their attack is just stupidly long. It's crazy. Then as you see, all around this area there is lava around, and from the lava sometimes fireballs get shot at you, so you can't really stand at one place for too long. If that shit hits you, you get stunned. So you really want to avoid this. Okay, now this is the first mini-boss of the first round. Most important thing you see on the left side is totem or pillar or whatever. You can't damage the big mob on the right when you haven't killed this totem first. So you need to damage the totem first, and then it will kind of explode into pieces, and then the mob gets stunned for 1-2 seconds, and then like from that point on you can damage him. Make sure, like this mob, his light attack, it almost fucking takes away 80% of your life. So as a ranged setup, you don't really have any issues here. It's like Christmas. I don't know what Zenimax thought, because you just can kite the mob and he will not hit you. Yeah, and as melee setup, you really have to block or dodge roll his attacks, otherwise you will be totally screwed. You can try to save your ulti for those mobs here. I usually do that. And if it's your first time, just use a defensive sigil to reduce the damage. So now this is kind of his AoE attack. He smashes his hand into the ground, and then those 3 fireballs get shot at you. They're incredibly fast, very small though. But basically, if you stand in front of the boss and he does that, all 3 balls hit at the same time and you're dead. One of those fireballs takes away maybe half of your HP, and if you're a little bit further away you can try to avoid it or just have a healing dot on you, and then you're totally fine. You see, I just try to kite him around a little bit. When he comes close, I just run away again because I don't want to get hit from his melee attack. However, as I said, you can melee him because if you know what attacks he does, you know when to block or when to dodge roll his attack, or when you have an ulti ready, then it is possible to kill him, but it is very risky. So that's why I just try to be more careful and spam snipe, I guess. Okay, then round 2, I always kill this firecaster first, because in the on the middle left you see those, I don't know, firebox are spawning. So, and they're really slow, so you have time to kill this firecaster. Be aware though, as soon as the firecaster is dead, 2 or 3 more firebox will spawn. So you really want to make sure to kill the other box fast. They don't deal a lot of damage, but if all attack on the same time, you're most likely dead. Now again, you see, before I killed those mobs, already the next mob spawn. It is really annoying. Like, when you're too slow, you will have so many mobs and you're just dead. So now what I am trying to do, I will try to kill those small mobs first, and then when they are all dead, I want to focus the mini boss. And I really want to avoid to get hit from the big mob and the small mobs at the same time, because otherwise I'm just dead. You saw I took the defensive sigil because I shit my pants, because it was still a no death run, so I just want to play it safe. Of course you can do it without, but I'm a chicken, so I just took it. And if you're the first time here, don't hesitate to take those fucking sigils. They really help a lot. Now here, like when the other dude that I just killed is approximately 25-40%, those 3 mobs spawn already. So if you're too slow killing the other dude, the healer will come and heal him up again. And it is already enough to deal with 2 Wrecking Blow spammers. It feels a little bit like PvP in here. And with 3, it's really annoying. Also, those guys, they have this carve skill, and it deals a shit ton of damage, and they kind of spam it. So it is really like if you don't kill them fast enough, it is really annoying, and you just might die. But again, first kill the healer, then the other 2 mobs. If you have issues, take the sigil, maybe a healing sigil or the weapon power sigil. But don't yet take the defensive sigil, we need that later. It was a crit charge I talked earlier about. I think I blocked it or dodged it, I don't know. But usually it deals a shit ton of damage, so you really want to keep those guys close to you. You really need to kill off this firecaster really fast. And also you need to avoid attacks from the big mob. So really focus the firecaster first, and then the bug, and then the mini boss. So now it gets really tricky. You get 2 healers, one on next to me on this totem and the other one on the other side on the totem. You get 2 firecasters and I think a firebug. So the problem here is you need to kill the healers first. But if the firecasters start casting their shitty flame, like this flame AoE that does more and more damage the longer it is active, you kind of have to, I don't know, like you have to kill the healers, but when the dude does this fire skill, you need to interrupt him and then go back to the healer, kill the healer. It is really tricky. So really make sure the moment the healer spawns, charge your heavy attack and almost like heavy attack skill, and that insta kill him, that one healer is already dead. Then watch out for the firecasters, always keep them in eyesight so you see what the fuck they are doing. Then kill the second healer, and then the other mobs. If you don't have enough DPS, just take the weapon sigil and the healing sigil at the start so you have an easier time to kill stuff. Don't be afraid to take sigils. Okay, now this is the point. Before those mobs spawn, you need to take the defensive sigil, especially if it's your first time. Like, it is possible to do without, of course, but it is really difficult to do it without this sigil the first time. As you saw, the melee dude I killed off before he was dead, the mobs already spawned. If you're too slow DPSing him, the 2 healers that just spawned will heal him up again and you're just fucking screwed. You really need to kill him fast. Then, as you see, 2 healers and a mini-boss. Now, make sure to kill the healers first. Then this mini-boss is almost stronger as the boss itself in this stage. I will show you later why. He has the first thing this mini-boss does when he spawns, he does his chains. He wants to pull you to him. Okay, now let's see. Again, the boss, he does this fire breath and you can dodge roll it, or if you're ranged just always kite the boss. It's not really difficult. But if he puts the dot on you, it deals a shit ton of damage. And the boss also, this mini boss also drops a standard, and if you stand in there for 2 seconds, you're just fucking screwed. Then his light attacks deal a shit ton of retarded damage. It's so retarded. I mean, as a ranged setup, you will not even notice how hard this mob hits because you just kite him. And as melee, you're just fucking screwed. Of course, if you have ultimate, you can try to kill him fast, but you really have to be aware of his attacks. If you don't know when he does what, you're just screwed. Again, I need to kill the totem first, and after the totem is dead, I can attack the boss. Before, the boss doesn't take any damage. And also he throws his fireballs and it creates those fire lines. They also deal a shit ton of damage. Basically all of these mobs attack deal insane damage. So you really want to avoid all his attacks if possible. If I had that ulti chain on my DK, I would be so fucking happy. It's like, yeah, whatever. Let's just continue. Okay, now boss round. This boss is quite easy compared to other fights. I'm sure it has been nerfed for some reason and they made it really, I think, too easy. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's see. Like a second before the boss spawns, all those 3 totems get together, like they get active again. And now this boss works like this. You have to destroy all the 3 totems, then the boss will be damageable for like 10 seconds or so. So you really want to save your ulti and your full burst. when all 3 totems are dead, so dead, not deathful. So if you're on the last totem, drop all your dots and all your AoE shit on the ground and on the boss. So the moment he is being damageable, you just can burst him really down. There is people, they nuke him down in 1 round. So, but if you're the first time in here, it will be a lot more difficult because maybe you don't have that much DPS. Again, don't be afraid to take the weapon sigil for more burst. So now you see the boss itself is very, very slow moving. But when he hits you really hard. Basically, he has his light attacks and this scarf. If you get hit by this scarf, as you saw, I dodge rolled it, but if you get hit, it kind of knocks you back like 6 meters. And it deals a lot of damage. Also, he spits those fireballs from time to time, which put a dot on you. But you can block it or dodge roll it if you want. It doesn't deal a lot of damage. Okay, as always, add spawn in the most retarded time that is possible. You will basically always have a firecaster spawning at some point, and then a little bit later 2 flamatronarchs. Then again a little bit later one of these firecasters. Then again 2 flamatronarchs. It's always repetitive. Like there is not always more and more mobs. It's always the same. Okay, now I know like there is no other mobs around and I can really, like the boss is moving very slow and I have time to heavy attack those totems to regain some resources if you have resource issues. See, I always watch what the boss does. I dodge roll his at almost all of his attacks. I don't really look at the flame atronarchs and I don't have to look at my skill bar because I know where my skills are. If you have to look at your skill bar, you lose time and you don't know what's going on, and that's not good. So you really have to know your setup, and then you really can focus on the hard hitting enemies.